We also face rival powers, Russia and China, that seek to challenge American influence, values, and wealth. We will attempt to build a great partnership with those and other countries, but in a manner that always protects our national interest.
Well, let's get back to Jim Walsh for more insight. Jim, as we heard, Donald Trump's words are even more biting than the document describing China and Russia as rival powers. But, of course, he maintained that great partnership with these two countries is needed. How do you think he's going to balance a great partnership with those two countries while being vigilant on those two countries? And what actions is he likely to take to deal with rival powers, especially in fields of trade, cybersecurity, and intellectual property rights?
Well, you know, I think, again, we have 1 year's worth of evidence of him being in office. What has he done so far? And so I'm inclined to think that this will be determined not by some grand strategy, but it's going to be determined day to day. I mean, one of the things about Mr. Trump is he sort of has, you know, a position today and another position later, and he is very fluid in his views, and it sort of depends on what the crisis of the day is. I really think it's more that than some overarching policy, philosophy that drives him. I know a lot of people in the U.S. and a lot of people in other parts of the world are used to having presidents who are policy presidents or they're party presidents, you know, they're Republicans or they're Democrats. He's not any of those things. He is a personality president, and he's going to sort of react from issue to issue in very different ways. And so the bad news is that makes it very difficult to predict. So far, I would say he has not taken a hard stance on China and has really not taken a hard stance on Russia. The Congress passed sanctions, but he opposed those sanctions, but they passed anyway. So yes, the document is a little darker, you know, with all this talk about rivalries and competition, darker than Obama's or even George W. Bush's strategy, which I reread today, as a matter of fact. But it may sound darker, but again, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And I'd say so far, the U.S. has had rather gentle relations with China and Russia.